Hey, welcome to my YouTube friends. If the algorithm has dropped you off into this live yoga class, welcome. If you've been here for a while or you're watching recorded, it's good to have you back. It's Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, if you're watching it recorded. And this is a group of like-minded humans who get together to move in ritual proven ways that deliver well-being, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. We're on our back for 2 more minutes and then we'll start with some yin yoga. By the way, this is for everybody. You don't have to be a circus performer or a contortionist. Good old-fashioned human beings are very welcome here. Okay, biggest inhale you got, fill up your whole body. One big lung, fill it all up. Nice big inhale. Exhale, release, let go, accumulated tension, stress, worry, just to the degree that we can, just let it go. Good, wiggle your fingers and toes, circulate some fresh life force and feel good through your body. And we'll take our arms up to the ceiling as you're lying on your back. Extend your arms back up over your head. Get a good long stretch. Sometimes you can even get a secondary first thing in the morning stretchy euphoric stretch, which is truly a gift. Give that a stretch. Maybe point your toes forward, smile, because why not? Smiling will always improve our state, even if just a little bit. Good, draw your knees in, roll around on your back a little bit. Just getting ourselves going. It's a yin evening, not a yang evening, so milder, more gentle, more slow, more patient. Good, let's roll up and say hello, shall we? Now I'm saying hello to two different audiences. We are simulcasting, as they say, both on Zoom, locally to my friends in the Bay Area of California, where I started. And then around the world, we've been on YouTube, live streaming and recorded videos for, golly, almost 9 months now, with hundreds of subscribers, soon to be thousands with your help. Please like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Could you do me a huge favor? It really does make a difference. There's a critical mass somewhere right around 1,000 subscribers, and then it can just really take off. So I would love that. I think we should all have goals and objectives. Anyway, Looney's taking a nap. If you're here to see him, he'll be down in a moment. Anyway, we've made some improvements on the studio. We've widened out the space. Pretty soon, the bed will be invisible. Good lighting, got my proper camera. It's been a hell of a 3 weeks, but it's worth it. That's my new motto. Every time something is challenging or seems overwhelming or you'll never make it through it, as long as you always affirm, or you can, and it's true that it's worth it, then it is worth it. Okay, close your eyes for a moment. Just breathe from the tip of your nose. If you're new to this, Wednesday is very simple movement. We start with joint juice, but we start prior to that with about a minute of watching our breath at the tip of our nose. Just allowing the hyperactivity of the mind to settle. Make the body still, and the mind will follow, not always immediately, but it will follow. Just relaxing. Don't just do something, sit there. Okay, now we're going to chant Om. If you're brand new and you haven't chanted Om, why not just let it rip? Just give yourself the freedom and permission to vibrate with the primordial sound of the universe. Inhale. Tonight's little intention invocation: God, love, source, higher power, bless us with just the practice we need tonight. Infuse each and every one of us around the world with love and light and truth. Okay, we're going to start with poofs. Out to the side, behind your back. We come up the back, underneath the armpits, behind the neck. Poof. By the way, if you hear pounding and sawing and nailing and screwing and loud music, they're building a deck just outside my new place. Good friends are doing a beautiful job, a new deck for me and my cat. A lot of stuff going on. It's just all going on at the same time. If you haven't done these before, it just makes sense. Angel wings. Poof. If you're brand new, it's called joint juice. It's a sequence of movements that gets the congestion, the anxiety, the stiffness out of joints. One more. Every movement facilitates that. Poof. Okay, now with my hands on my knees, just all I'm going to do is I'm going to start my left shoulder down toward my right knee. I'm going to circle around a little bit. Nothing has to be extreme tonight. That's Monday and Saturday. But I'm just taking it around. Left shoulder, right knee, right shoulder over to my left knee. If you watch the first Avatar movie, you'll see them all sitting around, the lizards, doing movements like this. And they just seem to be happier than humans. Humans seem to be very anxious and unpleasant in that movie. 3. Your movement can be big, it can be small. Listen to your body. What does your body need on a Wednesday, on a Yin's day? This is called Yin's day. Good, not bad. Right shoulder, left knee, bring it down. This class honors the current capacity of its students. I'm not asking you to not do anything. I'm asking you to do at the level where you can currently move. If you do that, you'll always get more. If you don't do that, you'll always get less. To he that hath, more will be given. To she that hath not, even what she hath shall be taken away. 2 and 1. Good job. All right, I'm going to switch the cross of my legs. Now, I don't know if you have yoga blocks. If you don't, you can go to Amazon and they'll deliver them via Prime by 7 p.m. tonight. Class will be over by then, but you'll have them for next class. But some days when I'm kind of sore and crabby and I'm kind of migraine-y, I'll put 2 blocks in front of me and I'll just rest my forehead. Now this, I can go much further than this, but tonight is not about much further. It's about just right. We're going to Goldilocks the poses. That's too high. So you can always make adjustments, improvements, modifications, amendments to your positions. And when I find the right position, it feels as though I go weightless because I balance the leverage between my head and my hips. Sometimes I'll roll my forehead out. But anyway, we're going to be in this for a minute, so make friends with this pose. Every pose should be calming, pacifying, smoothing, definitely relaxing. Yin yoga is different. It's not the level of exertion It's the timing, the patience, the peace, the mind state. Now, even in a minute, my body position changed. I had to move the block slightly more forward. My arms feel good out in front of me. My shoulders are finally relaxing. It's amazing what happens if you give time, some time, not in a hurry, to get to the thing that's better. This is it. Breath begins to slow down, goes deeper into our body. That changes our state. Change your breath, change your life. Good, you guys. Next inhale, come up slowly. If you're brand new, do you already see the tone, the tenor, the countenance of this practice? It's different, isn't it? We need to do this kind of yoga. Not every time, but certainly part of the time. Okay, one of my favorites, hands on my knees. Rotate them shoulders. I polish my knees when I'm doing it. 3, 4. I don't know too many modern humans that don't accumulate their tension here, so we're going to dissipate it. 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple movements, huh? But they're not simple if you don't do them. So, oh, that's too simple, so I'm not going to do it. I think we're smarter than that. 7, 8. Good job. Now here's one that really builds patience, and usually I don't have time for that. Right finger's back left corner of my head, and I'm going to tilt my head over to the right. Am I yanking as hard as I can? That wouldn't be prudent. But once I've tilted as far as it's going to go, the weight of my arm does the rest. Then I drop my chin, radiates more deeply down my back. I remind myself to let off my social mask, the frozen facial expression sometimes we wear just to fit in. Easy does it. Wait for it. Loving my new studio. I'm loving how it's developing. It's interesting to pick up your life, take it all apart, move it someplace else, and then put it all back together. It's a very challenging, exciting process. More will be revealed. Good, we're not even done. 30 more seconds. Beautiful. Slowly, gently bring your head back up. Good, left finger's back right corner. First it's sideways. Crack. Sometimes you get free chiropractic. Leave a comment. Then drop your chin. That tilt and then drop, done prudently, properly, precisely, patiently, then goes deep into your back, all the way down to your waistband. Heavy right shoulder, light heart. Stop thinking. Everything's always working out for us. Oh. Sometimes I think, yeah, I don't need yin. And then I start doing it and I go, oh my God, it's so easy to forget. It's as if we have built in forgetterers. Good. We'll tilt our head slowly back up. That takes years, makes you younger. Drop your chin. Now, 1, 2, nothing crazy. 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of other things to watch on YouTube. You could drive yourself crazy. How about every now and then do something that's good for you? 8. Other way. Social media can be such a force of good, so many good things, and it can also be a double-edged sword and become crazy and addictive and obsessive, and but we're the gatekeepers of our own consciousness. Be a wise gatekeeper what you let in. 6. Yoga is a good thing to let in. 7. Good. Now I'm going to just drop my head down and relax my head down for 30 seconds. Sometimes the weight, the burden inside of my head too heavy, I relax it down, it releases my neck, drains my brain. I think we all take on, it's okay to take on your burden of life, of course, we all must. But what is your burden and what isn't? Yoga helps us to parse that out. I am feeling better already. I hope you are too. I trust you are. Now, some reflexology or acupressure, just batting the heels of your hands together. Ancient cultures have known these tricks of the trade, these bodily hacks for hundreds, thousands of years. Good. Now do that down here on top of your hips. Smush, push, cush. So as I smush in there, I'm opening my hips a little, I'm relaxing them, I'm kneading them, Knead, and I'm stretching my wrists in a mild way. Plus I'm doing what cats do when they're purring. Now I'm going with my shoulders forward, up, over, pushing down with my hands. 1. It's an unusual movement, you'll get it. Rome was not built in a day. 5, 6. This is all to bring us into our inner sanctum of peace. Good. The last one, 8. I push down, try to straighten my arms, drop my chin. If any movement is not in your toolkit yet, you'll get a bigger toolkit. Just keep coming back. Good. Now, this shape with your wrist, picture's worth 1,000 words. This is called palmar flexion. It's the one least frequently done. Upside down hands, smush, push. Careful on this one, you may have very crabby wrists. Maybe you have a little bit of carpal tunnel syndrome. If you stick with me, it will go away. That's a bold promise, I admit, but mine has. Then back up, over, forward, around, and down. 1. Each one of these movements stacked on top of the one previous and following has a synergistic effect. The sum of the parts becomes much greater than any individual movement. And you're just going to have to take me on faith. 7. I took it on faith, and it's true. 8. This just makes perfect sense. It's pretty, it's beautiful, it's aesthetic, it's fun. It goes the other way. Keeps your hands frisky, fun. Think of how many things you like to do with your hands. Shake it out, get it out. Get thee hence, Satan. Hello, bright new future. Do you believe your latter days shall be greater than your former days? I do. I truly experience and believe that. Stick with your yoga, get your life aligned, and this will be the great truth of life. Cup your hands at your heart, feel great blessings headed your way. Feel all the prayers all lined up for you that haven't been answered yet, but are in the work, so to speak. They're out for delivery. Your prayers are out for delivery, like you get the message from Amazon. Your brand new recliner is out for delivery. So you don't freak out, you're not impatient. You know the great thing is on the way. Good, now lace yourself, same hands down here, brings them up. That's a nice way of thinking about a lot of our prayers. They're out for delivery. You don't want them all to come at once, man. Your whole front yard would be a treasure chest for your snoopy neighbors. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Simple, easy. Release left hand, right knee, right arm behind you. I'm feeling pretty open today. I can get about a 90-degree turn of my shoulders. Close your eyes. Gently move into the space. Every pose is a prayer. Spend a little time enjoying it, or they're going to town on my deck right now. Can hardly wait. Inhale here. Exhale, release. I would have built it, but two things. I don't have the time and it wouldn't be level. Now I'm going to lace one finger over. It's great to watch skilled craftsmen, isn't it? The laborer is worthy of their hire. Stretch up. How about a little, let's rock a little. You guys want to rock? Just rocking and rolling a little bit. This helps me to get my hands up higher. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, turn left, 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 left. Your butt sticks to the floor. Everything else turns. Right hand, left knee, left arm behind you. Use your hands for appropriate, pleasing, prudent, pleasant, placid, peaceful additional twist. Do relax your shoulders. Chin level, eyes closed. Stop thinking. Good, my friends. Inhale here. Use this exhale to come out. How about one of our world famous ohms? If you haven't been ohming, start. The opening of your throat chakra will change everything for the better. Inhale. Plus you'll go start doing karaoke. Inhale. Hands at your heart. Before we shift gears, close your eyes, drop your chin. Please take a moment of prayer if you're a praying person, connection if you're an introspector, whatever you are, just take time, be with yourself, aim your soul. Pray for the thing most wanted or needed if you need that. I'm a huge believer in the power of group prayer. Okay, my friends, that was kind of part one, I'll say. So our legs have been folded up for a while. So a transition is simply to get your legs out in front and stretch them out. Stretch your legs out. You're in first class. Ever been in coach for a very long flight? We all have at some point. But you've also, I know your story. You've been in first class on your way to Australia and you were loving it. Stretch up. People that complain about coach on the way to Australia, try taking about a year in a clipper ship and getting scurvy. So we're just mildly spoiled. So I'm pushing out through my heels, toes pull in, waking up my spine, sitting up tall. Okay, then the pose all Americans need. A lot of people are watching in Europe. We Americans need to put our hands and our feet down, and we need to stretch the front of our body from sitting in our cars all day long. On Monday, we go buck wild and thrust our pelvises up, but Wednesday, just lift. Good, now sink down. Good, now I made up this next pose. It's one of my Greg asanas. Feet together. Now you might be able to pull your heels all the way in and knees go all the way down. I was watching little girls. I was at the hamburger shop, and there's a little girl, and she was sitting with her cute daddy, and she was sitting, her heels were all the way in and her knees were all the way out to the side, like all little kids can do. After a while, you become an adult and stuff gets tight. Another little girl was kneeling at on the plastic. They have plastic benches, where people sit, just hard plastic. She was kneeling on the hard plastic, enjoying her burger with her daddy, and she had no idea that she was kneeling on hard plastic and that any adult would be screaming bloody murder. She was involved in the most delicious hamburger and the most enjoyable conversation with her daddy. I couldn't get over it. I'm going to straighten my arms, push my knees all the way down. Don't worry if you can't do it. Next time you have dinner, kneel through the whole thing on concrete. See how it tastes. Arms out. I don't mean to give you a hard time, but the innocence and joyful openness of children, but sooner or later, it happens to everybody. Everybody gets caught up in the adult thing, the strain, the anxiety. But yoga, we can return to the innocence of little children. What does it say in one of the world scriptures? If you're going to make it to heaven, conscious bliss, you must come with the mind of a young one. Good, now internal, external, internal. Good, now all the internal you got, arms behind your back, up your back. Pack the back of your wrists in your armpits. I call this chicken pose. Now, if your elbows don't fit inside your knees, that's okay. You might just do this for a few moments. If they do, then I have friends who can squeeze their elbows all the way in together. Again, drop your chin. Dropping your chin, we've done it several times, relaxes the back of the neck, aims your attention inward. And it's a very peculiar, rare way of stretching your wrists that a lot of people really need. It stimulates your lymph, a lot of glands and good stuff in our armpits. Good, now to cool off your hands, rotate your thumbs around, opposable thumbs, and then massage the middle, center, bottom of your feet, which can seem a little, what's a good word, gratuitous, indulgent? You know what? It's okay to be gratuitous and indulgent in proper proportion. There have been some cultures that thought that indulgence and pleasure was a sin, and they became Puritans, and that was way too far in the other way. It got us further from spirit rather than closer. I think we can say that safely. Good, now squeeze your knees in together. You may not be able to, your feet may push further away because you're brand new, but thank you for liking and subscribing. It'll get better. Knees together like a little kid. Pull your heels into your bottom like a little kid having a burger. Grab your elbows around your knees. Now, some people can squeeze way tighter than me. I'm just middle of the road guy. Head floats up, eyes closed, drop chin, relax your shoulders. Squeezing. This is the first yoga pose you ever did. Fetal position. You probably did it for about 9 months. It's pretty jammed up in there, but womb service was stellar. All the food you could eat, mom's beautiful warm heart beating, safe and protected. After a while, it's like, I ain't coming out. But you didn't have a choice. If you've been pregnant, you probably know that that baby's coming out. Don't get in the way of Mother Nature. She will. She always wins. Cooperate with Mother Nature, then you'll always win. Okie doke. Now, left knee just falls left, right shin folds under. This can be a challenging way to sit if you're new. The little girl at the Habit lunch counter today, not a problem. Now, Mr. Greg, moi, I don't lean all the way back like little girls at lunch counters do. Greg goes back to where the dads go, about to here. But I have very flexible male friends who can lay all the way on the back. I try not to compare myself with others. I compare myself to myself. So if you're sitting way up like me and kind of breathing into the sensation, that's wonderful. If you can lay all the way on your back and extend your left leg out and take your arms back over your head like a supermodel, then please drink it in. It's not what I'm feeling, it's what you're experiencing. This gives me time to sort out my billions of thoughts. Relax, nice big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good, now just bring your torso up. If you're one of them going way back in your recliner people, come back up. So we bring our lazy boy back to here. Now I find it interesting to use my fists because if you go like this with your hands, fists are actually longer. I make fists and we counterpose gently with half camel. You just press up and it gets parts of your body that don't get gotten. Bendies can have fun, stiffies can get better. Exhale and come on down. Now you want to know a real tight part of your body that you might not even be aware of? Right where your leg meets your hip or your torso, there's a crease right there. And if you massage in there, for a lot of us, it feels like concrete. You'll feel the insertion of your tendons of your quadriceps. They feel like steel belted radials. You might even kind of wince a little bit, but that deepens that. Now, this also pins my right hip down. An interesting pose is to actually do a forward fold. Bendy people with full range of motion, they can come all the way straight down without their right hip lifting. Stiffies, oftentimes guys, edge left. Don't force. When you feel your right hip lift, you've gone too far. If you can lay it flat, that's great. Don't compare yourself. If you feel very bendy and you come down flat, even walk your hands over to the right a little bit. It really deepens the action of the pose. Elbows are a nice place. It's as though we want to tattoo our butt on the floor. We want our butt to both cheeks to keep their impression. That just makes sense, doesn't it? Don't you like taking some time sometime? Okay, come on up. Perfect. That was perfect. Here is a beautiful adjunct. Lace your hands behind your head like a beautiful person. And Greg's going to tilt his right elbow all the way down to the floor. Not. But I'm a lot further than I was 4 or 5 months ago. Cleaned up my diet for me. Lost 24 pounds, 95 days. Now bend these with your right elbow on the floor, you rare humans. You can even turn your chest up a little bit. Feel how this seats your right hip down. This whole sequence is my favorite yin sequence. I'm not sure if I'm getting younger, but I'm certain that I'm not getting older. I'm just certain of it. Actually, I'm getting younger. Inhale, come on up. Hey, Looney. Looney just woke up from his nap. He's up in his cat tree. Stretch up. Inhale. Good. Turn right, right, right. Left hand, right hip. Right arm behind you. If you got long arms that are bendy, left hand grabs right ankle. And this concludes this beautiful around the hips in 80 days sequence. The sequence is very grounding, very solidifying, it roots you into energies way deeper than our own. Everybody needs that. Good, you guys. Now, come out of your twist. Drag your poor right leg out. It'll be very happy unless you're a 6-year-old having a burger with her dad. Stretch your right leg out like that. And I like showing my limitations by just, my forward fold is very, very economical. I don't come all the way down. I never really could. I used to really force it. My teacher would sit on my back. And I proved that I could do it, but I like yin forward folding with really good form. Right toes pull in, my chest is aimed straight down my legs, my armpits are level, I'm not rounding my shoulders. I'm doing what I can, and my higher power knows that that's all that's required. You do the possible, God will do the impossible. I can relax my jaw. I can actually swallow. I've been grinding my teeth. That's a bad habit. It came back when I started moving, and I'm just praying that as things settle, my teeth grinding will relax. The little girl at the Habit hamburger shop reminded me of the deep relaxation available. I always try to learn from everybody that I see and what they're doing. You can learn a lot from kids. On your next inhale, come up out of this. Good. Now, if you're one of my new friends watching from Fiji, maybe your foot's too far away. You'll be thinking about it. After a while, you'll grab your foot and what's the biggest, strongest joint in our body? Hip joint. Other way. It can be so simple to keep these various lever points of our body happy. Now, if this pointy thing on the outside of your ankle doesn't happily go over your knee yet, just set it there for a while. I understand. I've been exactly where you're at, I promise, on all these positions. There was a while that this didn't go over the top. I wasn't born to do this. It took some time, right? Everything takes time. Arms out. Bring your right arm underneath your left. Drop your chin again. Try to touch your hands behind your back. Squeeze in. Maybe move your neck around, especially if you had a migraine headache today at financial aid at DVC. That's my day. Right in the middle. Good. Now, some of you can fold your arms up. It's kind of, it looks like it's a weird looking thing, isn't it? Then you can go up and down, but even if your arms don't fold, just grab in your shoulders, ups and downs. Take your elbows around in a circle. By the way, if you're a migraine sufferer, leave me a comment. We can chat, but I've come to the conclusion that migraines are a blessing. Every time I have one, they're a download of a lot of energy. So I don't complain. Everybody's got something. Everybody's dealing with something. If you turn your nemesis into your blessing, then all you have are blessings. Good, now I'm sitting up tall. I'm turning belly, chest, face, elbows to the right. Now my face turns to the left. I tilt my head to the left and I drop my chin. This is called rising above the melee. This is called the storm blowing over. This is called the center of the merry-go-round that never is jostled. This is called inner sanctum. You have to build it. You have to find it. Good, now brings it back to the center. Undoes it. Take your thumbs. Hopefully you have access to both feet. Push your thumbs, massage your thumbs deeply into the middle center of your feet, and then hold some steady, reasonable, prudent, precise, proper, patient pressure. And then chant Om with me. I want to hear you from Kansas to Cambodia. Nice big inhale. You just reduced 5 years of stress from your nervous system. Right knee out to the side. The same thing on the other side. Patient, complete, and thorough. On this one, this is it for Mr. Greg. I know many of my bendies from Scandinavia to Patagonia can land all the way on your back. Sometimes you need the class. Sometimes the class needs you. Isn't it great to do yoga that's not a comparison or a competition, but an exploration of you with you? If you can lay all the way up, if you can lay all the way back, your right leg can stick out, your arms can go back over your head, as long as it facilitates more space and more breath. Maybe some of the guys are sitting up here where I am. I don't mean to be sexist. I'm just saying that men's and women's bodies are different. There's no doubt about that. Let's be honest with ourselves. Millions of years of evolution don't change in 5 minutes. Okay, stay in the pose, big inhale. It's challenging to inhale in this pose. Exhale, release it all. Good, now we're just going to sit up in our recliner, just the upper body. Do you remember what the counter pose? After a while, your body will really sense what counter pose. I use the fist to make my arms longer, and then even if you're a stiffy from Cleveland, Ohio, lift up. If you're a bendy from Buffalo, lift way up. If you're a crunchy from Catalina, do what you can. And sink out of that. Then this one we do every couple of months. We take our bayonet fingers into the place where our leg meets our hip, I guess we might call it. What's in there? The unexplored body's not worth living in? I feel, I don't feel a bone. I feel very, you know what it is? It's ligamentous and tendinous cables that connect your quadricep to the front of your hip. That is some damn strong stuff, kitty cats. Rarely massaged. Now this pins my hip down. On this side, I really stray to the right when I come on down. My teacher would complain to me, come down straight, Greg. Keep your left butt on the floor, Greg. Extend your arms out, relax your shoulder blades, Greg. Drop your chin. If you can lay it down from crotch, belly, sternum, chest, you can even walk your hands to the left. Now, I want you to release your shoulder blades apart and away from your neck. Relax your elbows. If you do this diligently, before you know it, you'll be sitting with your grandchild at the hamburger shop, and you'll be kneeling during your burger as well. A fellow can dream. On your next inhale, come on up. What do we do after this, you guys? Do you remember? Lace your hands behind your head. Betty Grable pose. Barney Rubble pose. Betty Rubble. Betty Rubble was the cartoon version of Betty Grable, get it? People that made cartoons that adults watched were very hip. Does your left elbow come all the way down? Did you know that Betty Rubble was Betty Grable? Did you know Fred Flintstone had a gambling addiction? Bet. Oh, I love this side bend. It squeezes my internal organs. Good. Inhale and come on up. Of course, the Flintstones was the cartoon version of the Honeymooners, right? I think we all know that. Stretch up. Inhale. Left, 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 left. Right hand, left hip, if you can reach. If you're a bendy long arm person, your right hand clasps gently your left ankle. Do what you can do. All these poses will make more sense over time. Every pose is infinite. All the great yogis have said that. The advanced poses are just the precursors to unbelievably, there's no limit to this. Just get in the game. Inhale here. Exhale, come on out. Now, doesn't the best counter seem to be now to stretch your left leg out for Janu Sirsasana? If I had to on a bet, I could bring my chin all the way down to my ankle, but I'd have to really power and push, and I just like my yin now. There's a point in life, somewhere around 50 or 60, where if you've been living in accord with life, it's not about leverage or force anymore. It's about true power and alignment. You connect to larger energies. You don't have to force things so much. Of course, it's our human nature. But just by intention, cooperation, and focus, getting in alignment with the will of the universe has no problem fulfilling its needs. Only humans do. Breathe into the beautiful sensation. On your next inhale, come up out of this. Remember what we did? I remember I said some people may not be able to grab the foot, it's too far away. Don't worry. After a while, you'll grab it. The little kids today, the foot would easily go behind the head while they're eating a burger, not a problem. Other way. Good now. Your foot just laying in front is fine until it happily goes over the top. It might go over on the top, but this knee is way up and you can't really sit up. If that's the case, leave your foot there and sit on a blanket or a block. This pose takes a while. Thank God I found the box with my yoga lighting in it. Days are getting shorter, huh? Pull back gently, left arm under, make out with yourself. You beautiful soul. This is still beautiful light. Now, after a while, you can pull your elbows in so one crosses the other one in front of you. When that happens, this naturally and spontaneously occurs. And then ups and downs. And of the billions of people watching YouTube, most billions of them are so jacked up in their neck, back, and shoulders. Of all the YouTubes they're watching, they should be doing this. Now I'm going to make elbows with my circles. Weird syntax. Other way. Good, now with spine tall, elbows out, I'm going to turn left, left, face, chest, elbows. That's as far as it's going to go. Now my face turns all the way to the right, tilts to the right, and I drop my chin. This is called rising above the fray. Up over the melee, storm blowing over. Isn't that a good strategy of life? Rising above the fray. The fray will always be there. The question is, will we be pulled into it or will we rise above it? Good, now brings it back to the center. Take your opposable thumbs, at least one. Find a foot, the bottom. Massage in pretty dang deep, PDD. Push in pretty strong. Biggest inhale of your whole life for super extended Om. Inhale. Good job, friends around the world. You're now rewarded with one of the greatest things in all of yoga, which is a restorative shavasana. You're welcome. For that, all I do, a block, a pillow that's inclined if you don't have bolsters. Why not get yourself some bolsters? Leave me a comment. You might win my drawing. And that's where my head's going to go. Now, you can be very creative with your legs. Sorry for the lighting. I'll find my light by next week. I'm just leaning back and my head is, hi Looney. My head is lifted. Now my legs are crossed. That's very comfortable. I could bring my feet together and my knees out to the side. I think I did this on Monday and it was so good that I loved it. You can have your legs out in pool lounge chair pose, but I ask that you do the one that just feels the best for 5 minutes of blissful shavasana restorative relief to conclude our beautiful session. You can see how I'm going to put a block underneath my right knee to support my right leg, because I'm going to bring my feet together and my knees out to the side. This is called Supta, on your back, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. And like all restorative poses, done well with patience, 5 minutes of this will release weeks or months or lifetimes of tension and stress. But it also takes time. Oh boy. Yeah, Stuart and I did this pose on Monday, a good friend of mine. We really liked it. Okay, the pose starts now. Happy Yin's Day. 'Really, my friends around the world, I invite you to really drop in, really downshift. In spiritual parlance, real surrender, real letting go. Two, three bonus minutes tonight. Yay. It's Yin's Day. Okay, slowly start to come back to your breath. Stay in the pose though. Make the transition back into your body. Slow, stable, patient. Feel your body weight. Now in this nice blending of soul and spirit. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Circulate super extra feel God through your body. Good. Nice deep breath. Lots of love and light and truth. And let's just sit up out of this with our eyes closed, nice and slow. It's probably best to come straight up out of this one. And then we arrive back seated. We've gone around the whole Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Our eyes are closed, our hearts are quiet, our minds are open, our spirits are willing, our hands are connected at the heart. And we bow our face in humility, willingness, trust, connection. Thanks to the one who brings us all together. All together we say, Namaste. I always bid arrivederci to my YouTube friends first. I'm excited as I can be after a yin class for the fact we're going to break 1,000 subscribers. I feel it coming. Thank you for liking and subscribing, sharing, telling a friend about it. Before you know it, the momentum of good, of yoga is going to sweep the planet. And the planet, which is on a bit of a knife's edge right now, every person that makes the essential connection helps counteract 10,000 people who are losing their stuff. So every one of us makes that kind of difference. I thank you.